Welcome back to the American Dream as we now focus in on your local market. My next guest is a top producer and realtor, Brian Sohn of the Sohn team with Remax Gold. Brian, thank you so much for being back on the show.
Thanks for having me.
So Brian, we're now into March and I'm just going to keep asking you this question. How does 2018 look so far for you?
So 2008 is doing really well as far as me as a realtor. Sales are up, but as far as the local market, we still have a low inventory. So the St. Louis market is down about 1%. My local market in Washington is actually down about 2%, which we're faring better than nationally. Nationally, we're down about 4.8% in home sales right now. But it's just the lack of homes for sale on the market. It's not really a lack of buyers.
So what if you are thinking about putting your home on the market? What are some things that we should be preparing for?
Yeah, so when you get ready to put your home on the market, you want to remember that you're living in a house and you're waiting for somebody else to come take it. So, you need to downsize. You want to have as much stuff off your kitchen counters as possible. You want to pull your rugs up. Rugs are great for protecting your house, but you want people to see your house now. And they actually make your house look smaller. And so go through the house, and anything that would make you ask a question if you were looking at it, those are the things you need to address.
Now, you say that you have 3 questions that people should ask themselves before they start looking for a home. What are those 3 questions?
Yeah, so the 3 things you want to ask is, are you ready, are you willing, and are you able to buy? And so ready really comes down to a personal question. And so that's a question you have at home if you have a spouse or someone you're buying the house with, that are you ready to take that step? And then willing comes down to, are you really ready to pull that trigger and make a commitment to go into debt to buy a house for most people? Most people aren't paying cash. And so the last one is able. And able has to do with working with your lender and seeing that you have your finances in a row. Because it's important to ask those questions. You're asking people to leave their house and to let you walk into their home and walk through it and consider buying it. And if you can't meet those 3 criteria, then you're not really ready to be a buyer yet.
How often have you had clients come to you that think that they're ready, willing, and able, and maybe halfway through the process they're not? Or maybe one of the 2 people, let's say it's a couple, one of them is on the different page. Then what do you do?
Yeah, so there's a lot of relationship counseling that happens when you're showing houses, because you find out that usually people are on different levels of the ready and willing. And able, most people think they're able. The lender's the one that really clarifies that for them. But you find out that most people aren't in the same page when it comes to ready and willing.
Yeah, well, you certainly are part psychologist. I think all realtors are. I do want to bring up a saying that I've heard you say. You say, hopes and dreams, past and future, and finance are all wrapped up into a ball with strings attached when it comes to real estate. Tell me a little bit more about what you mean by that.
Yeah, so real estate is very emotional, and it tugs at our heart, and it tugs at our finances, and it's everything that's important to us. And so whether you're a seller and it's your past and you're thinking about all the memories you have in a house, or whether you're a buyer and you're thinking about all the future memories you're going to have in the house, and it's your hopes and your dreams, either way, and it's your finance, and whether it's the finance of the money that you're going to take for the next house, or whether it's your finance that you're putting into the new house. And so those are all very emotionally charged things in our lives. And so if something happens that pulls on those tangles, then emotion comes up, and there's nothing that we can do to really stop that. And people forget how emotional it is till they're in the middle of it. And so as a realtor, we manage that to hopefully not get those tangles pulled.
Absolutely, and you do a beautiful job of doing that. Brian, before I let you go, I would love to see a listing that I know that you've brought to share with us today.
Yeah, so this is 7 Jason Ridge. So it's a 3-bed, 2-bath house that's in Washington, Missouri. It's on a cul-de-sac street. It has a 2-car garage, has a fireplace, has a beautiful kitchen in it, and it's priced at $219,900. So it's just waiting for a buyer. It's in a great subdivision, easy access to Highway 100, and so easy to get in and out of town.
Well, it looks like a great property, Brian. Thank you so much for being back on the show today. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
And if you have any other questions, reach out to us online, AmericanDreamNetwork.tv, and follow us along on social media. We'll be right back with more of the show.